Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Commodity TV here at the Invest Show and Fair 2019. It's the first day, and with me is my first interview partner, David Archer, the CEO of Savannah Resources. Good morning, David.
Good morning.
Yeah, great to have you here. By coincidence, you stopped by our TV studio here. And Savannah Resources, what's the company about? Where are you based? What are you doing?
Well, we're probably the leading lithium developer here in Europe. Savannah is listed on the London Stock Exchange, and we also have listings on...
So you're an English company?
English company, a market capitalisation of about £50 million.
Well, nice.
And we're also listed on Stuttgart and in Frankfurt.
Good.
Our major activity is developing what is probably Europe's major spodumene lithium deposit in Portugal, in northern Portugal.
Nice.
And our plan is to be in production late in 2020 to produce lithium that could power anywhere between 275,000 and 500,000 cars per annum that might be manufactured.
That's what can power it. Okay, super. So you said by end of 2020 you like to be in production. Let's just one step back. Where are you now in the development phase? So what have you achieved so far? Maybe you can give a little bit of an idea. Feasibility, pre-feasibility, bankable. What's the status?
Sure. We bought the project in early 2017, and we've undertaken probably one of the most extensive and fast-paced exploration programs that's been undertaken in Europe in recent years. And in fact, I think in a day or so's time, we will have drilled 30,000 metres of drilling, 30 kilometres of drilling, and established a resource at the moment of 20 million tonnes of 1.1% lithium oxide. It's the biggest project in Europe, and we hope to increase that, and we're guiding to there potentially being a further 10 to 15 million tonnes, which could take it up to as large as a 35 million tonne deposit, which would support a mine development of something of the order of 15 years or so. So a very significant resource.
Super. But have you done the feasibility already, or are you in the process now?
We completed a scoping study last year, which was led by Hatch, the very major international engineering firm.
Super.
Really good results from that. Shows IRRs of in excess of 50%, a capital cost of a mine development of around about 110 million US dollars. And with that, those encouraging results, we launched a full feasibility study late last year, which is being undertaken in Perth in Western Australia. So that's underway at the moment, and we hope to have that completed later this year, and at which point we will then make a development decision. But running in parallel with that is that we're undertaking a whole series of commercial and corporate discussions with industrial players here in Europe, with car companies, because what we think we can do is really provide the foundation for the upstream part of the lithium value chain here in Europe.
Fantastic.
And we can really sort of support an end-to-end lithium production through to consumption in electric vehicles here in Europe.
Absolutely. I could imagine that Europe desperately needs that, because you are already on the continent, so you are like on the front door.
Exactly, exactly. And so it means that there's less potential for disruption of the lithium value chain. Lithium can be produced and mined in Portugal, can go into European battery plants, and those batteries in turn can go into European manufactured vehicles. So what's happening in Europe at the moment is fascinating. It's really almost like a Marshall Plan for industry. The major car manufacturers are literally investing billions of dollars of building out a totally new car platforms for electric vehicles. Very exciting time, and we hope to be very much the platform for that growth.
Fantastic. Wow, that sounds like a game plan. Can you elaborate a little bit more in detail on the scoping study? I know you have the feasibility underway, so I know it's forward-looking statement for the regulators, but I would love to know, what is your guessing, what you think you have to invest? Can you already say something about IRRs? Can you say something about AISC per ton produced your spodumene, yeah, and what might be an idea for the margin when you sell it?
Yeah, sure. Well, the good thing about our project is it's very similar to the very successful Australian spodumene projects. So it will be open cut. We'll be mining it somewhere approaching 1.5 million tonnes per annum, and we'll enjoy all of the favourable economics that go with open cut mining, and because of the nature of our deposits, which are very close to surface, we have a very low stripping ratio. So that translates into low production costs. So in the first 4 years of production, where we have a production cost of around about $210 US a tonne.
Okay.
Current prices range from anywhere from 700 to 800 US dollars a tonne. Okay. So there's a very attractive margin there, and that means that we enjoy very attractive IRRs and very quick paybacks of capital. And that's really key. You know, we're looking at paybacks in over a couple of years, which is very quick for a mining company.
Yeah.
So it's got really it ticks all of the boxes. It's spodumene lithium, which is the mainstream lithium mineral. It's the most internationally traded of the lithium minerals, and that's the mineral that's really been the basis of the success of the Australian lithium industry.
Great. And how much you said is the capex roughly?
Capex is around about 110 million US.
Well, that's doable, I would say.
Yeah.
Any ideas how you want to finance that? Because I could imagine an off-taker like BASF, for example, LG or whatever, they could be interested, right?
Yeah, all the sort of major European, Chinese, North Korean groups. We're talking to virtually all of them at the moment. So off-take will be a very key part of the financing, and with off-take goes prepayments. We'll be looking also at some amount of debt, because it's a very robust-looking project. We think it will support a certain level of project debt, and then of course there's some amount of equity, but it's not a bridge too far. With a market capitalisation of 50 million pounds, a 110 US million project is very, very financeable.
It's all doable, I would say.
All very doable.
Yeah. Perfect. And you are short term. That's also important. We are not 5 years away. Yeah.
Correct.
So fantastic. What is cash in the bank by now?
We raised £12 million last year from a series of UK institutions. That's now in high single figures at the moment, and that cash balance will see us through to past the completion of the feasibility.
Super.
And will provide some amount of cash for the initial long lead time orders of equipment, for example.
And I think when you have the feasibility, then it will be bankable, of course. Yeah.
Yes. Exactly.
The feasibility, then you anyway start to discuss the project finance, right?
Correct, exactly. Okay. And we're talking to some of the major European project finance banks that operate in the resources sector, and seeing a lot of support. And indeed, we're seeing a lot of support from the European Commission as well. They're very, very concerned to secure the strategic position of Europe around this vital metal, and there's certainly very much encouraging the development of our project in Portugal.
Super, perfect. That sounds like a great plan. David, thank you very much. Really interesting. Glad you stopped by. That's sounds like a fantastic project itself, the company itself, and all the best for your feasibility. And we love to see this year some good numbers from you.
Thank you. Thanks for your best wishes.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it was David Archer, the CEO of Savannah Resources. You heard it, a development lithium project in Portugal going into production late next year. And the market cap is 50 million pounds of the company. The project capex approximately 110 million US dollars. That's already from this status doable. The company still has enough money in the bank to do the feasibility. That's really important, and to have the money afterwards also to go into the project finance discussions, I would call it. The interest must be really high, because we know the car makers, the battery makers, they're desperately seeking for lithium sources here out of Europe. And I would suggest you check out the company. Thanks for watching us, and bye-bye from Stuttgart.